Carbonite cold open question of the week X.
Yeah, what's up?
In recent mobile gaming news, SWGOH competitor Marvel Strike Force increased its level cap to 105. This change obviously caused a stir within the community. My question is, how likely do you think Galaxy of Heroes would move on and up from level 85 this year?
I hope not. I hope they never do it. I don't think it's practical, frankly. That sounds like a pain in my ass if they do, though.
Yeah, okay, and it's interesting, right? Because you figure we've been at level 85 for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. How long?
Yeah, since I started playing, which was, if the game's 9 years old, it's at least 8 years old.
Eight
at
years
level
old
85.
at level 85. So we have 8 years of people accumulating credits, which was the currency to move up in level. So with 8 years of people just accumulating credits, you got to imagine they would try to introduce a new currency, which the game already has like 25 plus different currencies. So probably not going to happen. Would you agree? Yes or no?
I agree. I don't think they're going to.
I mean,
I don't think it's just the currency thing. I think the whole game would just break if they tried to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, but, we've been surprised by CG in the past, so we'll cross our fingers there. We got a lot to talk about this week. We took last week off, but now we're flooded with updates. Big shout out to X, because we were supposed to record last week, and I pushed it because there was no news, but now we got tons of stuff to talk about. 2 new Lightspeed bundles hitting the tables, a new Conquest unit, a new Bad Batch Era unit, and do your part, everybody. Hit that like button, and let's start the show.
Ignite your passion and embrace the glow of the Holotables.
This is it!
Broadcasting live just beyond the Dune Sea, we join the heartthrob of the Outer Rim, UrzZz.
Hello, what have we here?
Welcome to Love on the Holotables, an absolutely unremarkable yet ridiculous Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
It's a trap!
It's time to lock those S-foils in a chill position and head on down to the big Holotable for all the latest action.
This is Red 5, I'm going in.
Well, hooty hoo, and a big hello from me to you. My name is UrzZz, and I'd like to welcome you all back to Love on the Holotables. Today, we're joined by a very special guest, a man who narrowly escaped me on the tables, a fellow Coloradan and Nuggets fan, SWGOH content creator, streamer, one half of the Gambit podcast, which has nothing to do with X-Men, but everything to do with the X-Man, is Xaereth. How are you, brother?
What's up, UrzZz? You old smoothie. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I was putting together this little, intro part here, and I just recalled our days on the table together. And you know what, man? I vividly remember you had like a Night Sister counter, and that thing was on the ropes. And if that had gone down, it might have been a different story. You probably don't remember this, but I urge you to go watch that Night Sister counter you ran years ago. It could have gone badly.
So sketch, man. That match was so close, actually. I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to be as close as it was, but it was good. That was an instant classic.
Yeah, it was a very good match, but I will take no credit for getting told how to play the game by a community of people. And what's funny is X always referred to me as the entertainer. He's just an entertainer, guys. Don't worry about it. He never said that, but that's the impression I got. But you know what, X? I will tell you, maybe before your time, I actually knew a thing about this game up until about JKR, and then I was like done. I was like, it had passed me by. So I wasn't always bad.
Dude, you had that Lobot versus the meta stuff going on before Lobot was mediocre.
Yeah.
So I mean, I actually really loved that idea, like the idea of taking a bad team that no one else thinks is good and turning it into something that beats the meta. I mean, that's what I'm still doing. That's still, like, in some ways I'm stealing that from you from the beginning, Mr. Entertainer. So
well, I appreciate that.
know.
I appreciated that. And I've learned a heck of a lot of the game, coming back to the game, especially from this man right here, watching a lot of his videos. A lot of you guys have been just so graceful in the community. X, Calvin, Bit, Scribbles, everybody's been amazing. So you're definitely part of that and re-educating me. So thank you for that.
You're going to make me blush.
Oh, well, all right. Let's jump into the news here. We've got a bit to talk about in the news. General Syndulla now farmable on Cantina 3G, replacing Biggs. You get your Glad? You're all done with your Glad, aren't you?
Oh man, and actually, I made the mistake of I put way more investment into Syndulla than I did into Hu Yang or Sabine. So we're still on 6 stars on the other two. Well, actually, Sabine's still 5 stars, and I just got Hera up to 7 today. So
okay,
more fool me, but yeah.
So you are taking the slow boat to you didn't whale on any of this stuff. I don't know where you at with whaling these days. I imagine you probably taken time off because of recent events. But where were you whaling before all this?
I'll tell you what, there was a Datacron set that just kind of pissed me off in a big way. It just kind of accentuated I really don't want to turn this into a big gripe fest about CG because I don't really necessarily think it's even warranted anymore. But I went through a period where I was just like so frustrated because the Datacron set was so out of reach to most people. I think it was right before you came back.
Yeah,
and I was just like, I can't spend money on this game. Like I'll spend a little bit. I spend like right now I've been spending $40 a month for about half a year. I spent about $20 a month, and that was just for my two accounts to buy the Conquest pack, and that was it.
yeah.
So yeah, I think the last thing that I whaled, I always light whaled, like just kind of bought them once shipments came out or whatever.
Yeah.
The last one I did that for was Night Trooper.
Yeah. Okay.
And the rest I've just been coasting, man.
It's no, and I wouldn't necessarily say coasting, just being that's sort of what I realize, and that's always something that I think of it whenever I start spending money on the game is like, okay, what does this get me? It gets me new content, and I can make new intro videos and new stuff, and
sure.
that's what it gets me. But at the end of the day, we're all just rushing to have the exact same roster of the same counters and same stuff. It's like there's also only so much limited content, so why am I in such a rush?
Yeah, I mean it is tough, and GAC it's tough to keep up. When someone else has 1 or 2 teams with top end characters that you just don't have. I mean, it's expensive to try to. I mean, expensive in terms of teams that you have to use to be able to beat those kind of accounts. So
yeah,
it's a challenge, man. Especially trying to stream and not look like a total idiot.
Yeah,
beat my ass.
Yeah, and that's funny you say that because like I neglected my fleet for years, and I'm paying for it now. I just get last night's GAC. It just got stonewalled by fleet again. I'm like, it's my own fault. I can't be mad. I'm not even mad about it. I'm just kind of like, well, show's over, I guess. That's sort of what it is for me.
Not even mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's jump into bug fixes here now. This is probably going to mean a bit more to you than it does to me. So I'm going to read through the bug fixes rapid fire, and you tell me what stands out to you as like a prominent bug. So they have fixed a bug where sometimes Grand Inquisitor could instantly defeat non-Jedi enemies in TW. Fixed a bug where TIE Dagger could inflict damage that would undercut protection itself. Updated description on Omicron ability materials to accurately reflect how you acquire them. Updated GL Ahsoka's icons to be white in the final tier of her event. And I guess there was an even larger bug with the event not firing that they had to do a hot fix on.
Yeah.
Making it where Purge doesn't apply on the decoy. The episode quest to complete Fennec Shan's payouts now completes all upgrade tiers of the ability, not just the highest one. Fix an issue where Omega would lose health and protection if she didn't have a relic. Fix an issue where Great Mothers were getting a bonus turn even while she wasn't the leader. Fixed an issue where JKR's leader ability was preventing turn meter gain. Fixed Omega's fugitive's leader name. And then we already mentioned the massive bug with Glat's event. So of those, which ones were actually prevalent that you would notice regularly?
I mean, you hear about people people being angry because they wail out. They're like, oh, I'm gonna spend I could just farm them for cheap, but instead I'm gonna rush and get get Ahsoka early, and then they can't do the event. So that's I think that's the most irritating. Like, okay, I wish for my own sanity that people could just do the event and shut up about it. But,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it's pretty ridiculous, right? I mean, we both spent time in corporate America. It's like you can't release stuff like that. It just doesn't work. Like the event just doesn't work. Like
right.
that's just like where's
Right.
the quality control? That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, like what's the number one thing that like they want people to be spending money on right now? It's got to be Ahsoka. It seems like that's the thing that they're pressuring us to get, and for that just not to work. I
Just
mean, I think most people were able to, and I don't think people should have to do this, so it's ridiculous. But I mean, most people were able to just delete it from their phone and then reinstall, and it would work for whatever reason. Like I
yeah.
think that was like the workaround. So at least I had a workaround, but yeah,
Just think about how ridiculous this is, all right? So, like in like any other gaming realm, this is how spoiled CG is, right? We're paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars to try and play the event and get our Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. Like the amount of uproar, like if some mild thing is broken in some random free-to-play game is just insanity. And people are spending thousands and this stuff doesn't work. It's just the audacity is kind of crazy, man.
oh, it breaks your brain if you really think about it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you can say about it after a while. It's like I've been part of this game for so long that I've almost just gotten over, like,
Yeah.
at some point you just start thinking, man, I probably just deserve this anyways for continuing to support this game. Like,
this is my punishment. Yeah.
yeah, I've earned this.
Yeah, and that's why it's sort of what I always go back to in my mind. It's just like how spoiled CG is to have this IP, this community, and their monetization system. It's just like they are throwing the bare minimum at it, and it barely works. It's crazy, man.
It's a crazy thing to think that how this game has existed for so long. Like you wonder the way they coded it. On some level they didn't expect to be around this long.
Oh yeah, I would totally agree with that.
Like if they thought they were going to be around for as long as they had, like you'd think that they would have built the game in a way that didn't just they like introduce a new character, change something on one little character, and like the whole game just explodes for some reason. Like they change some droid thing, and for some reason Ezra can't do his little flip attack anymore. You're like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
How did that happen? And yeah, it's because they didn't think this game was going to exist this long.
That is a great point, and I totally agree with that. They like I think that's why they're afraid to go back and change old kits and like touch up old kits is because like, something is going to break. Like how hard is it to change 20% offensive boost to 50%? Well, maybe it's not hard, but let's just not give ourselves problems if we're not going to make money on it. I mean, that's got to be the reason.
It's just so funny when they're like, we can't do this. And every coder out there is like, they totally could. And I'm like, I believe them, actually. I just think that they were sloppy to begin with. And just because all the other people who can code for other games are used to some semblance of order and, and non-chaos, I think CG is just... I mean, I bet if we took a look under the hood, it would just be on fire, Like,
yeah.
Most coders would be like, what the hell is this?
Well, remember like 3 years ago, they were doing like the whole overhaul thing and they were like changing the engine, I guess. And I mean, just to get like character animations in for like Ultimate's abilities and stuff like that. But honestly, the game doesn't, I mean, if they went through that effort, the game doesn't feel like it plays any differently. I mean, maybe it impacted like the PC client, allowed stuff like that to happen, but I don't know. I'm just speculating, but it doesn't really feel like it plays any different.
No, I think well, and I think that's a testament to it working because that whole year that they were barely putting out new stuff, compared to everything else, and then they were like, no, but it'll help us put out new content more often, and we're
Oh
like,
yeah, oceans
yeah,
of
and then
content. That was the
yeah,
oceans of
yeah,
content.
oceans of it. But then
Yes.
the couple of years have been oceans. Like they've just, they revamped what Rise of the Empire. They revamped the raid system. They've released characters at a blistering pace. I mean, they have released a lot of stuff, and whereas the game doesn't play that differently, I it would seem that whatever was kinking the hose, they were able to
I guess it's fair.
unkink.
Yeah,
So
I mean, especially with their current pace of releases, with 5 marquee, like 25 in a year. Is that what we're looking at? Is that what they said? Over 20? I don't even know what the number is.
I don't remember. Yeah, it was more. I think it was the most. I'm trying to remember. Was it the most that they ever, or was it the most since the year of Jedi Revan? Because Jedi Revan had a whole lot too.
I think it's got to be the most ever because Revan was, well, no, they had 2 different teams for Revan. That was 10. I can't imagine that was more busy than what's going on right now. I mean, we're at a point where we're getting kits every other week now. Like, it's just, that's bananas to me.
It's blistering, man.
Yeah.
Well, so are you? Let me ask you this: are you wailing on the new stuff? Like, are you getting the new stuff? Because
I pick
their
my
new
battles.
release system is really good.
Yeah, I pick my battles. So like I wailed on Balin and Shin and Merrick. 'Cause
Nice.
that was just like something that I had a guy in my community buy me. He bought me like Shin, and I had another guy buy me buy Merrick. And I was like, okay, then I bought the other one. That was sort of fun. And, I used that team regularly to beat like Rey and to beat I used it to beat Leia once. Like that team slaps, man. It can just knock with the Datacron. We'll see how it plays without the Datacron. But yeah, so that's the sort of stuff I wail on. And then mostly everything else I spend on has been Lightspeed bundles, like catch-up mechanics, like just high value catch-up mechanics, which has been amazing, dude. Like I didn't understand the gravity of Lightspeed bundles when I was out of the game, and then I just sound like a broken record with this, but I spent $9 and got the entire First Order faction. Like that is just insanity.
It is. Oh man, it's crazy. And honestly, they've revamped the way you can get new characters too, where you spend instead of $300 for a new character, like if you want to get them all the way, 150 to 200, whatever it is. But yeah, it's everything is cheaper now, so you can kind of, if you want to spend, you can keep up with it a little bit more. But yeah, Lightspeed bundles, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I think I've bought I've probably skipped probably maybe 4 or 5 Lightspeed bundles out of all of them, because even if they're small upgraded, they're cheaper enough to where I could just either buy crystals and get cryotech, and then that puts me a little bit of the way, or I could just buy this Lightspeed bundle, and then that's just going to put me over the top on all these things, and so it's going to do so much more. And then the other part of it is I started an alliance when I came back, and we have 3 guilds in our alliance. I've got people that just constantly gifting me stuff. That's awesome. Nice. The gift mechanic is ridiculous. It's so cool. And it's just that sort of stuff didn't exist. So the way to catch back up in this game, it's pretty amazing now. And I got to tell you, man, from being out of the game for so long, there's just nothing like this game out there. There's really, I mean, you know me, you've been around the hall for a very long time. I tried variety for many years, and there's just nothing like this community in this game. I mean, that's sort of an issue with Star Wars, but that's just the reality.
Well, there's something special about this game. We give CG a bunch of crap, and a lot of it's warranted, but I mean, people say that the only reason this exists is because they have the IP, and maybe the IP is the thing that's kind of part of the glue, but that's not the entire part of it, because I've played a lot of other Star Wars mobile games, and they all just combust eventually. They don't, it's not just the IP. Star Wars on its own isn't enough to carry a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for whatever their shortcomings are, the thing that we have to remember is they they have kept it going for 9 years beyond their own expectations. Like there's something about this game that is just special, and it draws a really solid community aspect as well. Like I don't think a game like this could exist without a good community. And when at the early stages of the game, when before the guilds existed, I know a lot of people I've talked to have been like, yeah, I was going to quit, and then they created guilds, and of course, that's when I got really hooked.
Yeah, that was a good
It's
time.
the community, man. That's what it is.
It's really interesting because I think it's a combination. It's a perfect storm for this game. Honestly, it's the age of the player base, the people that love Star Wars. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think you're dealing with a lot of adults that don't have, that used to be console gamers, that just don't have time to game anymore, and it sort of scratches the itch for like a professional adult to play this game. And then passively do things while having a family, while having a job, while doing all these things, being a responsible adult. So I think it's that with Star Wars being the glue, as you mentioned.
Okay. Absolutely.
So speaking of Lightspeed bundles, we had 2 drop this week. We had the Grand Inquisitor Lightspeed bundle, which was $47.49, and the Dad Bod Boba Scion of Django Lightspeed, which was $37.99. The one I want to talk to you about is the Grand Inquisitor bundle, $47.49. This was a purchase for me. I bought this. They all come in at Relic 5, and not all the Zetas, I don't think. You remember on this one? I don't think. You
get a couple of them. Not all of them, though.
Yeah, not all of them. Okay. And that, for a guy like me, that I didn't have any of this stuff, and I bought this bundle, I put 8 hours into this event, at least 8 hours. And man, I got my stuff handed to me multiple times. So where do you come out on this bundle?
Well, it's such a weird one, honestly. I mean, so just any Lightspeed bundle for the dollar amount is just obviously, like, if you're going to spend money on the game, you can't find a better deal than Lightspeed bundles if you have at least a decent amount to go on these characters. This one's such a weird one though, because once you get these guys to Relic 5, then, I mean, as you kind of alluded to, that's just the beginning of the journey. Like, you got to unlock Grand Inquisitor, and you have to put on Zetas on these characters anyways, and you have to put good mods on. Then you unlock Grand Inquisitor, and then he requires a ton of stuff. Like, they don't have a Lightspeed bundle to get him geared up or reliced up. Like, you gotta do that naturally, and then the team still kind of sucks until you and your guild can collectively unlock Riva. And then once you get Riva, and then you probably want to get them all to like Relic 7, so that you need to get them to 7 so that you can start unlocking Riva for the event. And then once they're all Relic 7, and then you finally get Riva, then you have to put 3 Omicrons on her, and however many Zetas she is, and then 3 Zetas on her, and then you probably want to get them all to Relic 8 so that you can do the Rise of the Empire special mission. And by the time that's all done, you look back and you say, wow, 5 Inquisition characters with some of their Zetas just doesn't look like much compared to the final product. So, I mean, it's a nice jumping off point. It's a ton of Kyrotech. It is some Zetas, like you said. It's just, you can't jump into it thinking, I'm going to have a good Inquisition team now. I'm going to be able to counter Jedi Master Kenobi immediately. Like, that's just not the reality. So, whereas it's good, it's not first order for $10 good.
And make no mistake, guys. Yeah, that's a great assessment of the situation, and I was sort of wondering what you were using Inquisitorius on. You said Kenobi is the main counter for that?
I mean, they'll take out Balin. They'll take out, the Inquisition are a cheat code, really. Yeah. Once you get them firing on all their cylinders, once you have their Omicrons, especially, and you could even go deep into it with in Territory Wars. Like, you get the Omicrons on Grand Inquisitor, and they delete things really hard. There is a lot that team does, but it's a whole journey to get them.
Yeah, and even if you buy the Lightspeed bundle, guys, and you put the bare minimum on, I think I did like some. I put some Omegas on, I think, and I didn't do the Zeta on the eighth brother, and it took me 8 hours of RNG to get through the event, and it was just brutal. But the good thing about that is the amount of reps you get with the team. You learn the abilities. So like,
absolutely,
6 months, 8 months from now, when this team's actually ready to go, I mean, I did get my Grand Inquisitor unlocked, but when this team's ready to go in the future, I'll have learned the kits and I'll be, inside and out with them. Whereas like, you just don't get a lot of reps. I feel like I'm more comfortable with Inquisitors than Balin, which I wailed on, which is crazy, right? I mean, Balin's kit's a whole other thing, but yeah.
It's a whole nother thing. I just unlocked them. I had someone buy them for me on stream. They said, if I donate right now, will you buy the pack for your alt? So I was like, yeah, sure. And then they're like, if I donate a little more at the end of your stream, will you just unlock them live? Unlock him live. So I did, but I was lucky because my alt is in a guild that is probably beyond what that account should have ever been at. And so I've had Riva for a long time. So I just easy moded it with Riva lead the whole way through. It's just.
And if you're thinking that Merrick is going to help you because Merrick is an Inquisitorius, he's not going to do a whole lot of anything in that event, right? Because he does like a lot of stuff with Soldier of Fortune stacks. None of those guys that's like him cashing in a Purge or whatever. It's for Soldier of Fortune stuff, not any other stuff. So Merrick didn't even help with the event. I know Merrick.
Interesting.
Doesn't he have he's got an Ami for like TB, right? For the Riva event. Doesn't he like?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, he's fine. That we were wondering that actually when I was skating through with Riva. We were speculating like, I wonder how much easier this would be if I had Merrick too. It sounds like not
at all.
Easier.
Like I think I used him 1 or 2 times, and I was mainly like rotating between like it was just basically when I needed extra damage to like close things out. But I used Second Sister lead quite a bit, Trilla's lead quite a bit, and I think I used probably that half the time, and I used Fifth Brother the other half, if I'm getting my numbers correct. So,
yeah, I think I used him and Seventh Sister. Yeah, I have a whole guide on how to unlock them, but the mechanics and stuff. But I came to the same conclusion, man. When I first unlocked Grand Inquisitor, it took a while, and I really appreciated just the knowledge of the kits.
Yeah.
Once you get through it, you're like, wow, I actually know how to use this team, which was that's more than you could say for a lot of if you just button mash your way to victory, like that's nicer on a lot of levels. But then you're like, what? Why did this happen?
Yeah,
and people are
like,
like,
you have to figure it out.
You don't know the kit.
Yeah,
tell me you know their kit, but without telling me you don't know their kit.
Isn't it funny how that's the approach we take with a lot of these things in this game? Is that we'll start like a galactic challenge or whatever. You're just like, all right, throw the best team in there, auto. And then they're like, all right, what did that get me? And it's just like, I mean, you probably don't experience this because you have a max account. And you probably know the ins and outs of doing galactic challenges. But for returning players like me, it's just like, all right, let's throw the best team I've got. All right, let's see what we get. Okay, yeah, we got it smoked. And it's like, you do that like 5 or 6 times with various different teams, and then you kick your heels in the dirt and say, all right, I gotta learn something here.
Well, let's compare sizes then, UrzZz. Because you say I don't know what it's like for the smaller stuff. Like I have a max account from a main account, but my alt, I just unlocked my 4th Galactic Legend, which was totally unplanned. Actually, I just realized I was only like 3 relic levels away. I was like, I may as well unlock Jedi Master loot, but no gear ready for him, no anything. No Zetas. He's just sitting at gear 11, or not 11, gear at 9 right now on my alt. How big is your account? How many GLs do you have?
So I have 3 GLs. I am getting C online, and that'll put me. And I also am pretty close on like Jabba, but my fleets are a total wreck. I'm at 9, just over 9 million, I think. But
okay, and I'm just about to hit 10. Oh,
yeah. So that makes sense. So I think we're sort of in the same realm. I mean, I took many years off, but yeah, like I came back to 6 million, and in just what I've been playing the game since August, in that time, I've gone up 3 million. That's pretty ridiculous with the Lightspeed bundles.
Lightspeed bundles really do just boost your account. They make it, they escalate it quickly.
The problem with when you buy them all is, so we were doing something the other day and we were like, oh, we were doing the like something with crew, and it was like, oh, well, the stun lasts for 2 turns. We were doing it live on stream. They're like, his stun lasts for 2 turns. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And I was like missing the Omega or something. It was just like something ridiculous like that. And it was just like, hilarious. Oh, let's put that Omega on. That seems pretty important.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, have you ever killed someone with Nihilus and then had them revive and realized that it's you need to apply that Omega or it doesn't work? I've done that before. Yeah, it's tragic.
Wait, is this a bug? What is happening? And everybody assumes it's a bug. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. I love it. I actually think that in the assault battle, the one where you take Night Sisters through, I think Nihilus does not have his Omega applied on that one either, actually. So you could actually technically, like at the end, Nihilus is like tier 8.
Yeah, and he just kills you immediately, that guy? Yeah, you have to like time it with the zombie or whatever.
Yeah, I think, at least for some of the levels, I think through the entire thing, you can actually revive after that. Like he doesn't have that, like you can just revive from it if you have time to.
Yeah, so I think I've done every tier of that event, but just the final tier, just because I don't know, he's a pain in the ass. He just
you have the Great Mothers though.
I do,
dude. You have the Great Mothers on that small of an account. That's awesome.
They cook for sure,
dude. They'll get you tier 3.
Yeah,
it might take you a few tries, but you can get it.
All right, well, I'll give it a shot next time it comes around. All right, so that's the Grand Inquisitor Lightspeed bundle, and then a big shout out to Nem. He actually gifted me. He gifted me the Dad Bod Boba bundle, or the Lightspeed bundle, and he goes, "I need you to put this to Relic 7 for the guild." Like we're gonna buy this for you, but you're gonna take it to Relic 7 for the guild. I'm like, okay. So I was go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you were unaware of what?
I was unaware this guy had 3 TW Amis? 3? He comes with 3? Yeah. That is ridiculous. Is he
I was gonna. No, he's not usable, really. Not really. Like, or I guess if you're in a guild full of other 9 millions, like maybe he's usable. Like you kill him, you kill Lord Vader real nice with him, and a couple other niche things. But he's with 3 Omicrons. You get all 3 of them with the bundle, and the interesting thing is you can't. They didn't. Okay, so a lot of times if you can buy the Lightspeed bundle, like if you don't have all the things that the Lightspeed bundle offers, then they'll offer it to you. You're like, wait, why are they even offering this to me? Oh, I don't have a Relic 5, like Leia for some reason. Like even though I don't need her for Relic 5 for anything, like you could still buy it because I don't meet all of the requirements or all of the things that the Lightspeed bundle offers. Except this time they didn't offer it for for Omicrons. So I can't buy it on my main account because I have the relic requirement, but I don't have all 3 of the Omicrons.
Okay.
I still can't buy that bundle. Like for whatever reason, CG hasn't kept it open for me. So
because you don't have the requirements for the Omicrons? That's the reason?
Well, no, I mean the idea being that the Lightspeed bundle offers Relic 6 on him. It offers 7 stars for him. It offers all of the abilities up to level 8, right?
Okay.
So usually a Lightspeed bundle will look at what your account has and say and determines, like, does your account match or exceed what they have on all the things, and then they just hide it. Like I can't. There are certain Lightspeed bundles I just can't buy because I already have all the things.
Saw that with Jawas. I was like, why didn't I see the Jawa bundle? And I was like, oh, because I already have all this stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but my main account, I have Dad Bod Boba. I have him at Relic 7. So obviously 7 stars, relic 7. I only have 2 Omicrons on him though.
Okay.
So in theory, I should be able to buy that
And then
pack, right?
upgrade
Because
yeah.
I don't have all the things that Lightspeed bundle offers because it offers 3 Omicrons.
Yeah.
And whereas I don't want to do that. That's a terrible deal for me.
You just want to
In
understand
fact,
what the logic is on the back end looks like for stuff like this. I get
yeah.
you.
So I actually messaged Meatface about it. Meathead, sorry. And he says he asked the developers, and we'll see. I don't know if that adds much value, but I just thought it was interesting, like because I only have one Omicron for him.
Yeah, so you should be seeing that because it's an upgrade to whatever you have.
You would think that I could just buy it for the 2 Omicrons. Not that I want to, but you'd think that would be an option. So,
No, it's probably just looking at 7 stars and relic level. I bet it's probably not even looking at abilities.
I think you're right, and I don't really care at the end of the day that much. But
no, it's just good to know for future stuff. Yeah,
yeah. The one thing I've lately, the devs have been asking us questions. Some of the content creators about like, hey, what have you noticed about this? Like, what do you think about this? And I've really appreciated the opportunity, at least, to give them some feedback. It's kind of nice.
They are there. Okay. So I always say this, but they're so much better than when I left. Like Meathead shows up in streams. He offers to do like giveaways with the community, and he's he'll respond to you, and he's very approachable, which I don't find a lot in any community manager, honestly.
We used to make fun of him so much. Maybe not make fun of, but like just gripe about him. Like, dude, can you please like get with the program? Like, how are you the community manager? And I mean, to his credit, he's stepped up. He's gotten a lot. He's substantially better as a community manager. Like it's at some point someone flipped the switch, and now he's, we called him Meatface, and I'm just in the I'm in the habit of that still. But that was more derisive than anything. And now I still call him that, but honestly, it's reversed, man. He's a lot. He's way better in my opinion, night and day.
I mean, I saw them all back in the day, man. We had EA Jesse, and then we had like Cozy Spoon. We had like all these like, he was really good. I don't know. He's my favorite. All right, let's talk new kits. That'll round us out in news. We have 2 new kits. We're actually not going to go through the kits, guys. I think I'm going to try and get out of the business of reading long kits to you, unless there's just absolutely no news. Then we may delve a little bit deeper. But I sort of mentioned that to X before the stream. I think we're going to try and get out of that business of reading it line by line, because it's just, I think what did we say? We said it's basically like you don't know how this is going to work until the whole team's available. And that could be 6 months down the road. And by that time, everybody's forgotten pretty much everything. So we're just going to go general impressions here. So let's start with Jocasta new. Light side attacker, Galactic Republic, Jedi Vanguard, and we have a list of Vanguards. X, this came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone called this. A AK-47 space grandma with a lightsaber ammunition. Like I don't even know what's happening here. Explain.
It's total madness, dude. First, I mean, her kit is so funny because it's just like you'd expect a librarian's kit to be. I mean, just very lengthy, like lots to read. And yeah, I mean, you're right. No one saw it coming, and she's just not connected to that many good characters. Like, if you look at the lore of it, I dive deep into it, and she's here and there, like just kind of tangentially connected to all these things.
Right.
And so she went in and like wiped the archives and stuff, and then she got caught by the Grand Inquisitor because the Grand Inquisitor was like this is all in like a comic book. Like the Grand Inquisitor's just muttering about how stupid something about her book is, and she tries to kill him because he's not being respectful to her book.
This is great.
Like. Yeah, like a librarian just tries to just smite someone. I mean, it's just classic. And then they capture her and kill her, But yeah, it's. I don't know.
I love the backstory here. This is some lore that I'm like I can get behind. The psychotic librarian.
It's just fun. She's like sneaking around doing mind tricks to all these clones. Like she's like, sneak it. Like the Empire owns the libraries at this time, and she's just her mission is to delete them. So she does. And then she's like, gotta sneak out. And she started her own little like Jedi Academy on a different planet. And instead of like helping the people that she could, she's like, I'm gonna kill this guy for being disrespectful to books. And it's just so classic, you know.
Yeah, respect the rules of the library, man. That goes back to
like,
grade school, man.
Absolutely. I feel like her lightsaber should be like in the shape of a ruler, and just like smack people on the top of the head.
All right, we got some new Jedi tags here, Jedi Vanguard. So what they've done here is they've taken all the, well, I won't say scrub Jedi, but there's certainly some scrubs in here. To name a few, Ayla's sort of scrubby. Barriss, I think Barriss has a place in some niche team. Isn't she like in Starkiller team or something? Is that right?
She can be used sometimes. Some places she's just she was a lot more useful 5 years ago.
Yeah,
back when we used to.
Koth is Garbo. I'm a Gundy, while a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting the tag Jedi Consular, Jedi Knight Guardian, Kelbeck. Kelbeck's the best one here. It looks like Kit Fisto.
I think Shak T, Keller, and Beck. Plo Koon is he's been now he's required to relegate. I used to tell people to relegate him before that was required. But
hey, man, Dispel on basic. That's pretty sweet. I don't know. And like you gotta love that ability that gives turn meter. I mean, he's got one amazing ship. So yeah, Plo Koon's
he's a Jedi tank. You can throw him on Starkiller. His ship is really good. Yeah, lots of reasons to relic Plo Koon. He looks like trash though.
So out of this list, they said they're gonna add more characters for her, for the librarian, for Jocasta New. So I imagine we're gonna see like temple guards and like some of the stuff that's already in the game. Probably they'll rattle out to help build the squad around here. But of these characters, obviously you're probably gonna use Ami Kwai by himself, so he's out. You're probably gonna use Kelbeck. Kelbeck could either fit in either squad, so he would probably be a starter here. But what other characters would you build a Jedi Vanguard team with? What are you looking at here?
I mean, it's so like we said, it's out of the just totally out of the blue. Like, and she's the lifter unit to someone else who like they're gonna release another Jedi Vanguard. I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
Like,
it's tough to speculate on this one. I mean, but if you had to build a team of 5 right now, I mean, you're probably going Kelbeck, and then you're probably Barriss, like.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, like Shak T offers a lot of value. She's really good plug and play. I mean, Qui-Gon is not good without being a lead. Like Plo Koon offers good utility. Barriss, and then I mean maybe Ayla, because she stuns every time she hits someone. That's not terrible. She can call assist. She's not completely awful, I guess, compared to the rest of them. I wish we could make
for sure.
Absolutely. I wish we could make an argument for Elf Jedi, but alas.
Oh, is that even Peel? He's been in the he's the Elf Jedi you're referring to, or you're talking about Jedi Knight Guardian?
Guardian, just with her ears, yeah.
Maybe that's gonna be the Jedi Vanguard, that even Peel guy. Remember that guy from Clone Wars? He looks like he's from like Hogwarts. He's like a goblin.
Oh yeah.
He's been in he's been in the game files since the beginning. They have a game file. So maybe he's going to be one of the new releases.
I'm down. I don't really care. I hope it's something fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it might be like Yaddle or something.
Oh,
I have no idea.
that could totally be it too. We're just naming it. This is going to be like a eras and episodes update. We're gonna Jedi Vanguard. We're calling them right now, guys. All right, cool stuff there. Thoughts on any other before we move on to the new character, the new Hunter 2? Was that a typo? Hunter 2? They put that. Are they really calling it? Like in the kit, it says Hunter 2. I was like, we're really calling this guy Hunter 2?
Oh wow, I didn't actually notice that. That's hilarious.
I was like, what the hell? we don't know what we're calling him. He's just Hunter 2.
Yeah, I mean, that it's accurate, I guess. Yeah, that's hilarious though.
Before we move on from Jocasta New, I just want to call out the animations. Art team doing some art team stuff. They did a good job here. She got like a weapon crate and pulls out the gun, like 2 different modes here. It looks like a fun kit. I'm actually gonna try for this one.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give it a shot and try and get red graded all the way through. So.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Okay, let's talk Hunter 2, which I don't know how much there is to talk about because this looks highly involved with, having an old team. It looks like he marks people and he's got an insta-kill, right? And that's sort of my big takeaways. A new insta-kill, new Rexalate. I don't know if it's a Rex. It's not an insta-kill per se. He just does 100% max health damage. But a 30-turn cooldown, X, that's sort of an insta-kill, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm distracted by the fact you call it Rexalate when it should be Rexecute, but
Wow. Are you serious right now? It's all we had Annihilate and then Rexalate. How is this even a conversation?
Annihilate is a whole word, and Rexecute is a good way to play on execute and
you're just adding an R. Okay, I see it.
Rexalate, it makes no actual logical sense. Like
sounds like some sort of condition you have with like erectile dysfunction or something.
Yeah, seriously, like what if you went and told your wife, you're like, so I Rexalated him. Like, what would she think you did to him? Really?
Honey, I Rexalated all over the place. You don't want to go in there.
There's been a lot of Rexalation.
All right, I think we'll leave that one there. Anything else you want to call out on Hunter 2?
No, man. Just excited for Wrecker 2, I guess.
Yeah, Wrecker 2. And there won't be a tech, right? Spoilers. The tech's gone.
Too soon.
Soon.
Yeah, Crosshair, I guess.
Crosshair, yeah. It's all coming together. Let
me ask you this. Did you think that when they announced it, you were back by then.
Yeah.
Did you think that they were going to just give us 5 characters to make a 5-person team and that was that? Or did you think, like, my prediction was that they were going to release a couple characters to boost the currently existing Bad Batch team and then release like Harry Asajj and other characters from that were intriguing from that, that show.
Harry Asajj. Or Asajj with hair.
Yeah, for Harry Asajj. Yeah,
we were all over the place with these names. No, I think when they announced it, they had an update, and the update said, well, we're entering our eras and updates, and they said the next era after this Ahsoka stuff is going to be Bad Batch. So they announced it all at the same time. So I was in the impression that it's going to be a fully baked team that are just going to sell you. Like, it's all going to just work together. Sort of like the original Bad Batch. That's how I
mean, and I guess you were right to take them at their word. I figured they were just being sloppy with their words, but clearly I was wrong. So you were the wise one there, and I lose.
I don't know about that, but
yeah,
we'll see. I mean,
I just wanted Asajj too.
Asajj too.
AKA Harry Asajj.
Harry Asajj. Okay. Let's go GAC recap. X, how did your GAC go? Did you see Rey DSV in the wild? Did you see your Rey?
Yeah, man. She's all over the place now.
Okay, I got her. She's Relic 7, man. She's doing. I got all the Amis as well. That's what I saved up for. I ended up using her in like an underman, two or 3 man squad, and
What you killing with them?
We killed Jabba.
Nice.
Yeah, it went
Sounds right.
good. I just got my, this my. I'm brand new with SLKR as well. I just finished him up, so
okay.
Yeah. So this is it's all good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, would any takeaways from your stuff?
Yeah, I mean, she is really good. She boosts the team a lot. I mean, I put her on defense right away. And yeah, I mean, she'll kill a lot of stuff on offense. The big kryptonite, of course, right now at least, is Bane with anyone. Just deletes that team really hard.
Yeah.
As long as you have to do the increased cooldown AoE with Bane, and then after you start with that, like it's all downhill for that team after that. So yeah, it's but otherwise, yeah, I've gotten a few holds with it. It's a really good team, other than that one counter. So and it'll counter a ton of stuff. I don't know. Pointy Teeth Ray seems. I mean, I'm surprised we didn't get a Datacron for her, but yeah, she seems.
Now,
Seems like she's gonna be really good.
Are you opening with 2 or 3 of her special on her abilities? 2 or 3? Because I'm wondering what your play is. Because I'm still unsure on which one to open with.
I don't know which one is optimized. Actually, I that's one reason you put things on defense to start with as a content creator, so you don't look like a total dumbass when you're trying to use the character.
that is exactly what happened to me. I'm like, guys, what do I open with? And then half the chat goes 2, and the other half goes 3.
Yeah.
So no one knows.
It's
That's why I'm
confusing,
asking.
man. Yeah. There's I don't know. Don't ask me yet. Ask me in a couple months. We'll have good knowledge from there at that point. But
okay, good stuff. All right. Well, that's our quick coverage of GAC. Let's jump into the community mailbag. This question comes in from our very own Riki P. And he asks, Dear X, is using SWGOH.gg information to scout and prepare for GAC and knowing stuff that your opponent can't get in the game considered cheating?
Whoa, cheating? No way, dude.
Now,
No, I think it's just good sense to if you want to do that. I don't even do it anymore. I mean, I used to scout and try to figure all that stuff out. I mean, they created that by GG because they let GG have access to all of those game files and everything because they didn't want to have to do it themselves. So I think it's fully, even if they don't do a good job of promoting it, I still think it's very much intended for that to be part of the game if you want it to be. I don't do it myself, and so when someone else does it to me, I kind of want to point the finger and be like, you scouted, but I mean, they wanted it enough. Like, good for them, man.
I think that's the approach I sort of agree with. And yeah, if they didn't want this to be part of the game, they would have received a cease and desist a long time ago, and this would have been shut down 8 years ago. So I don't know if you can call it cheating. I just think that person wants it more, and I'm exactly in lockstep with you, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it can feel bad when you get your ass kicked by someone who with a smaller account, less things and stuff. But man, that's available to me too. I could do it to them if I wanted to. So
it's just how much you want to put in.
It's on me.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm pretty sure the guy scouted me for my last matchup, and he said a bunch of garbo, and I was just like one shot and everything with like Underman. And then I got back to Fleet, and then he had fully loaded Fleet. And then it was over. And I'm like, well, I just wasted 20 minutes of my time, 10 minutes of my time. That sucks, but whatever. And I was just on to the next thing. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got scouted. Anyways, a reminder to listeners, if you'd like to submit community mail, swing on by the Hall Discord and drop it in the channel titled Community Mailbag. I'll be selecting my favorite question from that channel each week. So please to participate. All right, everybody, we're reached the end of the show here, and it's time for everybody's favorite segment. We're going to put our guests in the hot seat and test their mental limits. First, I'll give X 5 SWGOH, Star Wars, or other relevant topics, and X will respond with a short answer that best describes it. We're looking for rapid fire here, X, so the first thing that comes to mind. Next, we will force X to get controversial and finish a sentence that I've started. And then lastly, X will have 1 minute to guess a randomly selected Holotable hero by asking me a series of yes or no questions. And you can't have the game up or GG up. So hands up in the air, sir. Okay. Any questions? We'll break all this up. It's not going to hit you all at once. We'll do each at a time.
All right, man. Yeah, hit me. Let's
all right. Are you ready?
So ready.
Target, maximum firepower.
Short answer. With Luka traded to the Lakers, should the Nugs be worried?
No.
Number 2, Andor Season 2.
Awesome. Excited.
Number 3, the third best Tusken in the game.
Tusken Raider.
Number 4, the third best Ewok in the game.
Wicket.
Number 5, the next GL not named Thrawn.
God. That you stumped me. I don't know.
All right, well, we'll come back to it. I'll answer that one for you. I think it's going to be Force Ghost Yoda. I think that's coming. We're due for a big payday.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
Get a Force Ghost.
Yeah, that's going to be our first Force Ghost, and it's going to be awesome. All right, short response. Luka traded the Lakers. Should the Nugs be worried? You say no. Did you see that AD is already broken down? What a ripoff.
That's so fun. But the Lakers tried to trade for a center, and it fell through, and now they don't have a center. For the rest of the season, they don't have a center.
Yeah, we'll see. The Nugs are so streaky right now. It's sort of wild.
I just don't think the Nuggets are scared of them.
I think, if anything, the Nugs will show up just to beat them in the playoffs, and then they'll shit the bed on whoever else. So, yeah.
I don't have much faith in the Nuggets. Just that one matchup. That's all.
Okay, Andor season 2. We are a few days away from this. Not a few days, but a couple months. What is it? May? Is that when it's coming? I don't know. I'm super stoked for this. I just updated the server image to Luthen. Are you you're locked in with Andor season 2? Big fan?
I loved it, man. That was probably my favorite Star Wars show. The new stuff.
Now I gotta your cohort, your buddy there, Solo.
You asked Solo about it.
Like I slept through it. I'm like, dude.
He has no credibility for that. Don't ask Solo about Andor. But we'll break up at the Gambit if we have to talk about that much more.
Third best Tusken in the game. You said Raider. I would agree with that statement because Aurora and Shaman or Garbo. Third best Ewok in the game. You said Wicket. So what would be ahead of that? Chirpa and the Princess.
Definitely the Princess, and then Paplu for sure.
Paplu, okay.
Yeah, Paplu he's the guy.
Who's the odd man out now? With obviously Scout's out, but is Elder out now? I feel like Elder's utility he's out. Okay, I feel like his utility is like any of those like challenges, those older challenges for like Ewoks. I think he does good stuff there, but yeah, he's out.
For what the Ewoks try to do, he was pretty good, but Nisa kind of just replaces him for everything other than the revive. But I mean, if you're getting all the turn meter and just taking 1 million turns, then you don't really need to revive because you're not dying because they're not hitting you.
It's interesting because I underestimated that team when I came back, and they smack me around. And that little princess has got an attitude problem. She really does. So.
She just she wants all the attention. It's very princess like. She's like, I'm gonna throw my rock at the entire match.
I don't know how many damn rocks I got thrown at me, but it was a lot.
Yeah, it's humiliating for sure. But it's like you can't treat that team the way you used to. I mean, it's still not a great team, but in the context of what Ewoks used to be compared to what they are now, I mean, clearly she's a huge upgrade for them.
Yeah, I did buy the Princess Lightspeed bundle just because I thought the graphic was really cute. It was like Leia and Nisa.
Oh yeah, it's all the princess. Yeah.
Yeah. Next GL not named Thrawn. You come up with anything, or are we just going to go with Force Ghost Yoda?
I mean, I think we could do out the window Windu.
Out the window, out the window. Yes.
Out the window. Yep, exactly.
I saw an interview with Samuel L. Jackson. It may have been a few years ago. They were like, but they're like, what do you think happened to Mace Windu? And he's like, I think he's alive.
I think he could be.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't think we're far off from Disney throwing a bunch of money at him. Maybe get him to come back with some prosthetics. I mean, it seems like they're trying to get everybody back. I heard that they were trying to get Natalie Portman back.
They could use some of that, I think. I think. I mean, the best episode of that new Ahsoka show. I liked it, honestly. I really did. But I think my favorite episode was the one with Anakin in it.
Oh yeah, that stuff goes a long way, man. It was certainly a lot better than them slowly, backing up a stairwell at a glacial pace, deflecting blaster bolts. That was terrible. Some of that stuff was not good.
Yeah, like Ezra's. Sabine's like, I finally used the Force for the first time, and Ezra's like, would you like to throw me through the air at a Star Destroyer? Because I'm good with just trusting you on that.
Yeah, let's do it. And then that was not great.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what?
Yikes! You just brought back some PTSD, I think, dude. All right, controversial statement here. I'm gonna read a statement, and you're gonna finish it, okay? In lore,
all right.
In lore, the most misunderstood character would be ...
Misunderstood.
There's a couple of things that come to mind here. If you have nothing, I will throw the couple out, and you can tell me if you want to take one of those and go with it. So there is. Do you have anything first before I do that?
Well, you're putting me. You should have given me a warning. I'm sure I have something, but no, go give me something.
Okay, there's two that come to mind. Two just rat bastards. Ponkrell and Count Dooku. I think Count Dooku is seriously misunderstood. That dude foresaw a lot of things. He aligned with the Sith because the Jedi were so screwed up internally. You want to talk about mismanagement? The Jedi were terrible. He saw everything. He saw both sides, and it just still wasn't enough for him. But I don't know. What do you think? You think he's misunderstood?
I actually do think he's misunderstood to a certain degree. I mean, the way Star Wars works, they have to frame it in light or dark for the most part. I mean, there's a reason. There's only one neutral character in the whole friggin' game. Yeah, I mean, but you're right. Like he saw a lot of issues with the Jedi Order that existed. They did exist, and I mean, and that's backed by, look at how Qui-Gon went against all of the things that the Jedi Order were doing. Like Qui-Gon really did back Dooku a lot. Like when Dooku tells Obi-Wan, like, I wish Qui-Gon were here, he'd join me. I think that was a little delusional, but not as delusional as Kenobi thought. Honestly, like Qui-Gon might have given it some serious thought if he also didn't realize that Dooku had totally, force lightninged himself, like just gone off the dark end, so to speak.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that of all the layers of character, the layers that Count Dooku has is really remarkable. And they even called back to it when there was that episode in The Mandalorian where there was that, like, the separatist sympathizer. There was Christopher Lloyd. Like, he's like, Count Dooku was right. I ate that up. I loved it. I mean, I didn't love Jack Black and Lizzo in that, but I love that part. That idea, that premise of the character, that there's pockets of separatists that exist in the universe that are still out there. I love that part about it.
Absolutely, man. I think that's absolutely true. That's a good call. Good shout out to him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We are on to the last bit here, and you have 1 minute on the clock. Let me pull up the clock here, X.
Oh man.
And Solo got his. Solo has the record.
Oh, no.
Solo got his in 21 seconds, beating Calvin's 27 seconds. So good luck to you, man, because this is going to be a challenge. It seems like it's easy, guys, until you're in the hot seat, and it's not easy. But what I would remind you is ask yes or no questions. Like, is the character light or dark, things like that. Ask yes or no questions about factions, about tags, things like that. All right.
So we're doing like a 20 questions sort of thing.
Well, you're on a clock.
I'm trying to guess the character.
Yeah, you're going to try and guess the character. You're on a clock, and
all right,
I've randomly selected a character, and let me know when you're ready.
All right, man. Let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
So it has to be yes or no questions.
All right, we're gonna restart. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes or no questions.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Is it light side?
No.
Is it dark side?
Yes.
Is it a galactic legend?
No.
Is it a journey guide character?
Not that I know of. No.
Is it being used for the raid currently?
No. Think tags.
Is it Sith?
Yes.
Is it Treya?
No.
Is it Nihilus?
No.
Is it Scion?
No.
Darth Revan?
No.
Is it Sith Empire?
No.
Is it Dooku?
No. 15 seconds.
Is it Is it Talon?
It is Darth Talon at 48 seconds. Good job,
Well,
brother. She didn't have a lot of
I got-
tags. You got the
I
Sith
got
one.
there eventually. Cool.
Yeah, she does not have a lot of stuff going on other on tags. I think it's just like 3. It's Dark Side Attacker Sith. Yeah, that's not a lot. Solo.
Oh, at least I got it.
When Solo did it, he goes, "Is it a rebel?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Is it Han?" I go, "More specific. Is it Stormtrooper Han?" Yes.
Gosh.
So yeah, he totally got that. All right, everybody. Well, that wraps us up for this week. What a good time. What a great guest. X, do you have any plugs you want to get in?
I mean, come check out my YouTube channel, I guess, and my Twitch stream. If you're not too busy chilling with the hall, of course. Come check it out. Xaereth Prevails. Xaereth Prevails. Come check us out. It's a good time.
He's an absolute joy and a wealth of knowledge, a true national treasure of the SWGOH community. X, we love you and appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming on Love on the Holotables. Do appreciate that, man. All right.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitch 4 times a week with Performance GACs on Friday nights. It's the ultimate Grand Arena party. The Hall Alliance is always recruiting, so let me know if you need a guild. Follow me on X or come slum it in that scriff hole, better known as the Hall Discord. I'm around. You can find me. And that wraps us up this week, manifesting you all health, happiness, and the most potent drop rates available. Please go get your ship safely, and I'll see you out on them holotables.
If you enjoyed this episode of Love on the Holotables, be sure to show your support by liking this content and leaving a comment wherever you get your podcasts. Also, consider joining the best Star Wars community at discord.gg/UrzZz or attending a Hall livestream at twitch.tv/UrzZz. Thank you, and remember, the Force will be with you always.